I meet with folks and they'll tell me about the good old days when GICs were regularly 5%, 10%. Some even got some at like 18%. What a great time. What no one talks about though, those maybe weren't the best days. Inflation was quite high. And so you're getting a good return on your money, but then the cost of goods were going up. What was it actually that great a time to be a consumer is because your cost of goods were going up so fast, and even though you're making a decent amount on your money, what did it look like? So here are my thoughts. Inflation is a silent killer. If inflation is at 3.5%, you're making 5% on your money, you're in the 30% tax bracket, real rate of return is zero. Your 5% rate of return, you're taking some money off for taxes, and it's matching what inflation is. So 5% sounds really good, but at the end of the day, compared to with inflation, you're just breaking even. Your money's not really growing. That's not great. I will say if it's in a TFSA or an RSP, you're not paying taxes on the TFSA ever, and the RSP, it's deferred. You might be okay there, but what is your after-tax real rate of return? It's a lot less than the posted rate. Point number 2 is GIC rates are safe for a year, but who knows what they're going to be afterwards. So at the end of 2022, GIC rates got up in the 5% range, and this is great. Everyone was really excited. A year later, they're in the 3% range. That makes it tough to cash flow plan, right? We have no idea what a year from now GIC rates are going to be. It seems really safe, but is it? Every year you're going to get a different amount. And if you're spending at 5% and now you're getting 3%, you're going to have to take out of the principal, and that's going to drop. It is safe for a year. Longer than it's not. The market, long-term, it's safe. You know, I think long-term, 5, 10, 15 years, like the market's quite safe. Short-term, not as safe. Point number 3 is taxes are a big deal. People think it's unfair that the richest people in the world pay such a small percentage of their net worth or their gains in taxes. The reason for that is that most of their income is coming from either capital gains or dividends. They're not putting their money in a GIC or bonds. They're letting it grow in the stock market, and they pay less tax that way. So it is unfair, but it's also the kind of system. And you can be part of that system by, the more you have in the stock market, the less you pay in taxes. In Canada, capital gains are taxed at about 50% of what income is. And then Canadian dividends, you get a preferential tax treatment there. Investing, you do pay less in tax, and you've got to suffer or go through having some negative times, right? Like we just, last 2 years in the beginning of the year, we've had the tariff tantrum and this Iranian war. You get compensated for that long term. In the short term, it's really painful. Have a great day.